Hey guys, Susanna here. Well, it's been a while since I've done this, and I finished doing this. I actually have got another bit of fruit. I just felt that it just needed a third. I'll bring it in a minute, zoom it in when I go working on it. But I've had this sitting here for since I started doing this piece. I had this in the background because I had an inkling we'll probably do a teacup, but they said it's ceramics of some sort, so I'll do both. I'm going to, this was a on a doily, and I cut it out, and I was going to initially maybe cut this out, but I might leave it on there. But I'm going to add to it. I'm currently stitching. I've gone around here and I'm currently stitching around, sitting there chatting to Corinne. She's now back from her holidays, and chatting with her. So I said I'll just start stitching this down because it needs to get done. Yeah, so that's where I'm up to with this. I'm going to zoom in. So I may even cut out. She said, I'll leave it on there. It looks really good. Maybe just cut out some of this and lay it like you've got sprigs on the table. So I'm like, yeah, I might do that. Might as well utilise it. So I'm going to go in, and we're here. So there you go. You can see them, and I'm really happy with how they looked. It just, how you just, I needed something because it was green, and I thought I needed a pop of red. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a running stitch along there, up on the top and the bottom, and maybe on the top of that, and maybe on these as well, just to hold it down. And I may continue doing a few more of these along there. So yeah, just to, because it's very light, it's like white on white, and it needs to stand out a little bit. So I'll continue stitching. I'm having a cup of coffee. Have a mouthful of that. So I'll continue stitching along here. Yeah, so it was nice to catch up with Corinne. She seemed to, you guys were probably all there catching up with her on her videos. She saw just about every vintage market in California, I reckon. So yeah, looks, and she's gotten some beautiful pieces. I love that pack of collars that she got, really nice. So okay, finish that off. Yeah, you can sort of see what I've done a little bit of. Where did I start there, and I've done my worked way around. So it's not going to be none too exciting, this video. It'll be probably a short one. Excuse the dog howling out the back. Don't know whose it is. I was talking with Corinne, and I heard this sort of clang, and I thought, oh, someone's doing something. And then she had to go, and when I went out there, the plumber's out there. He said, I knocked at the front, but I said, oh, I'm in my studio. So if you don't get an answer, come around the back. I've known the plumber for years, all the houses we've worked on. So yeah, I just wanted to do it in the similar colour, being held down. That's why I got the pins, and I'm glad I've got the teapot. So I've got enough room on this side over here to do the last prompt, whatever that is. So and rather than just having the teacup, I'm going to do the both, because it just, the size and everything seems to be in perspective, and the size and everything, it just seems to work. And that was the right colour. My hubby bought this home from work along with some other doilies and everything, and I'm like, oh, that's staying with me. So you don't sell them all. I every now and again see something that I'm like, that I want to keep. Corinne's like, I don't know how you part with some of these things, and I think, well, I can't keep it all, can I? And I'm sure you guys are glad that I part with some stuff. I'm currently working on a really awesome pack. It's going to be a little bit more dearer than my normal packs. Like my average pack's around about 35. This one will be 50, but it's going to have a lot in it. Got some really nice fabrics and pieces of lace and doilies and my Kath Kidson quilt. I'm making up a pack to make like fabric book pack with the bits and pieces in there, and it's beautiful, but it's just taking a long time. So if you hear noises, it's just the plumber working on the side of the shed. So if it starts to get too noisy, I might turn it off. So what I'm doing here is just stitching it down in that blue, and I will have to stitch it completely down before I you know, do any of the other parts. So what I might do is I'll just sit and yap with you a little bit and then turn it off and finish it, and then do another part where I'm doing, you know, some stitching to this. So it'll be the same video, but I'll just stop and start, do some work in the background. So better make sure that it's all stitched down. Yes, and I'm also working on my my homemade jacket. That'll be the next video that I'll be filming. Thought I'd better get this one out, and I'm still working on my the Nature's Treasures. It's not quite finished yet. I think we're nearly there. I think there's 9 parts. I'm not sure what it's up to at the moment. So that's still coming out on the Monday and the Thursday, and then you'll get these the odd videos. So I thought I'd better pull my finger out and actually have some videos ready for when that series finishes. Gotten some lovely feedback from you girls. It was a lot of work making that, but I enjoyed it, and you know, I've got this beautiful piece that maybe one day I might read to my grandchildren if I get any. So yeah, so what was I saying? Oh, I'm a shocker for not finishing sentences. Sorry about that, guys. Scatterbrain zoos. So yeah, oh, that's right. I'm working on my jacket, and I'd ordered some fabrics from Doll's House Vintage, and because she'd advertised there was this French pack, and it had put that in there. It had sort of blue and red, you know, and like it was sort of in those gorgeous colours. I'll show you the pack in the new video. And it came with a beautiful, there was a quilt and a quilted piece, like a quilt block. There you go. One was a quilt block and one was actually a quilt, like a quilted piece. And because it's got the wadding and everything in it, it's quite old, so I had to fix up some of the pieces. But I'm using that quilted piece as one of the front panels for my jacket. You'll see what I mean when I show you in the video. So the next video that I'm going to be making after this one, which is not the treasures one, that'll come out, but it'll be the next, not related to the Nature's Treasures video. Hope that makes sense. Yeah, so yeah, and it just really quite old, and it's being hand stitched, and so it wasn't quite big enough, but I sort of made it work by adding some of the original wadding, because I cut out the pattern with the wadding. So but I'm sitting there describing it, but you'll see it in the next video. So but I'm just very excited. It looks, you know how you got something in your head and you go, oh yeah, I could probably do that, and sometimes it works out, but and sometimes it doesn't, and it's actually like, I'm like, oh, this is really good. It's great when a plan comes together. So yeah. I'm going to be going to the Australian Quilt Show or convention, whatever it is, on this coming Friday. I'm not sure when this video will be out. So it's Friday the 11th of April. And Dawn will be going, and her friend Willie, and there's Lynn and Helen, which are the girls that came to the retreat and are gonna be going to Corinne's retreat, and they came to my retreat last year. It's sort of like our little Melbourne groupie girls, and yeah, so I'll be going up there by train on Friday, so I'm sure that Dawn will show what the goodies she buys on her channel, and I'll probably show me stash. I don't know what I'm going to get. It's just nice to go and have a look at the quilts that some of these people made, you know, these inspiration. May not get a great deal of fabric. Only these days I just want to get it when I need it. Like the jelly roll that I bought for my jacket. So I might see something that I just have to have, you know. The book area is always good. The books are great. And because I'm going up by train, I don't want to be buying too much. Thankfully, new fabric is not too heavy. Unless you buy, you know, meters of it. So, okay. What else? So, yeah, I'll do a video of that. So I'm looking forward to that. It's always good. Doing a day out, and I can do a day out with my friend Mel. So, we're getting there. Okay, well, I might turn it off and finish stitching around, then I'll come back when I'm going to be doing that, add a bit of colour and help blend it in a little bit. So I'll see you shortly. Okay, well, I'm back again. It's been stitched down. Jabbed myself and bled a little bit on here, so it's a bit wet there. No bleeding on work. So what I'm going to do is I've just come along with a friction pen and continued the crosses along here and there, because this is just a sprig. So I'm going to get some of that other piece and maybe just continue that little sprig here and a leaf or whatever along there to continue it, so it looks like a sprig has come down. So that's what I'll do with that, and I'll just stitch it down with this because it's got the light background. So, but in the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start here, and then I'll go like this. This is the way you do cross stitch. Come here like this to come across. And that way it's going to be holding the center down as well, so that'll be good. It doesn't matter if I layers here, I've gone a little bit over. That's okay, because I'm going to iron it and that'll come off. So come back and easiest way to do a cross. Seem a little bit big on the other side, but that's all good. I needed to, excuse me, that's the plumber. He's still here. He wasn't as noisy before as now. He's doing some guttering along the side because, oh, here we go, we're done. Because we're going to be, you know, got the new shed and everything, and the guttering, when we first got this studio, it was leaking and it was really terrible, and it was all sinking, but it's because the guttering and the water, or better, that's not going to do, was you know, pooling on the bottom of the corner, and was just causing the shed to sort of sink down. We got that fixed, and we got piping which we attached and just sort of put off to one side so it wouldn't pool down in the corner, if you know what I mean. Hope this is making sense. And so we needed him to sort of reattach the guttering and go across and sort of go, you know, and put it actually into some piping so it's not leaking everywhere. So he's attaching the guttering to the shed. So you'll be, that's the noise you're hearing. So hopefully it's not too noisy. And I won't be too much longer on here anyway, so. Okay. We'll go in here. It's going to hold that down. Tried to match it up as close as I could, colour-wise. I think it's not too bad. They did use DMC. Go underneath. I might just go underneath rather than trying to yeah, there we go. What I'm going to do is just do the cross on this one. And then for these, we'll go across. Okay. So it looks like it's always been that way. Once I iron it, I'll get rid of those black lines. Oh. That should be good. So it's getting loud now. But that to me is good sound. It means the job's getting done. And I won't have the risk of having leaking in my bungalow, which I really don't want, because it was in pretty bad shape when we first moved in the house. We've been here 10 years. You know, there was water damage to the ceiling, so we took off the crappy ceiling that was on there, and then we replastered. That's why we had to make sure that the plumbing is done okay. And we don't want it to get damaged. I'll put that back on there. Haven't used it all. Might go this way so that doesn't matter, that'll do. And so got this, and I'm going to use this colour. It seems to work really well with everything else, so just going to do, yeah, it looks a bit weird now, but once I get rid of that other colour, I'm just going to do a running stitch which will hold it down and add a bit of colour and texture to the piece. Okay, and like it was always that way. So what we're going to do is we'll start here and we'll just do a running stitch. It's got to go through a few layers because I want it to be, you know, catching down. So it's just a simple little stitch which holds it down and gives it a bit of something something, which would be nice. Hopefully I'll just bring it forward so you automatically bring it down to yourself. Shocker. So how are you all going with your pieces? Going to come out. Yeah, come out here. There we go. I'll go underneath. There we go. Okay. Have it underneath. And one on the top. Go down and then we'll come around on the top. There, that looks a bit better. Just such a big piece. Move and everything. There we go. Okay. Come in through. Love this colour. I seem to use blue and this colour quite a bit. So it's such a nice colour because it's sort of like a reddy pink. It's a real vintagey pinky red colour. Okay. Come along there. And then we'll slide underneath. Come up through the top. There we go. Yeah, it definitely adds a bit of something because it was lacking. It looked like it was blending in too much with the background. You know, the tablecloth. So this will at least bring out, you know, a little bit of red and make it stand out a little bit more. Okay. Yeah, I like it. Okay. Geez, it's thick. I must need to do one at a time. It's a bit thick in this part here because it's got that thick tablecloth underneath. Okay, we'll do two small. That, and then one down here, and then I am going to sneak across and work on the cup. Don't know where that's coming out, but okay. There we go. Probably better do smaller ones on this one. because the cup is matching the teapot, so we do want it to look consistent. Oh. Once I've done that big part, I'll turn it around once we get to the other side, and I'll show you what we've done. And then I can turn it off again because I've probably yapped enough and done enough work, so you've got an idea of what I'm going to do. And then this will be the only video on this part because a lot of the work's already been done for me, which is good. Yeah, so come back about there, and then I'll turn it around and show you. I think that's really cute, actually. I like it. So I'll go underneath there like that, and then I'll probably do the same with that. And then there, and then on this one I'll probably just have to do it on top, and then I might even colour in the top of that in the red, just to give it something that can stay, and then grab this little part there. So there you go, guys. I'm happy with that, and I like the way that it's got you know, it's in perspective, and you know, it's sitting at the front, so it's in front of the leaves. It's looking really good. I still need to work on this. Nearly done. So got some leaves that, you know, it's going to be a work in progress, I think. So what I'll do is probably going to grab, I might grab that piece. Yeah, because there's two pieces, so I might cut it out so that, you know, the two pieces are being attached. So yeah, that'll look good. So that just looks like there's a sprig that's come off the flowers. Okay, well, I'll catch you later. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'm loving how it's looking. It's looking and it look really good. And we'll only have one more prompt after this, and it'll give me a bit of time to work on the flowers in the background a little more. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. Bye.